Welcome back, guys. It is the Brothers Geek Out podcast. Hope you guys have been well and safe. Me and my brother here, we talk about all things geeky, movies, comics, games, anything else in the movie world, and we talk about our lives as well. So I'm doing a little intro now. I think it's starting to catch on to people that we don't have actually an intro and what we usually talk about. We just post random stuff. So here we go. That's what we talk about in the podcast. And I've been off for a month. I did last week's episode. A lot of people enjoyed it. So, here we go. We talk more about life and then we jump into the news. But how's it going, G-Man?
Yeah, I've been cool, bro. I've been cool. Another week in Dubai, another jokes week. Just finding out information here, which makes me laugh, man. It kind of confirms to me that a couple years here, like it's not going to be long term. Couple years, save the monies and come back home. But no, everything's been cool this week. It's been a busy week of work as usual. But yeah, it's all right, man. Counting down the days till I come back to UK. I can't wait, man. 2 weeks. Gonna have some vacation time, just relax, no work, no nothing. But yeah, just been usual, man, trying to train, keep up with my training, keep up with the working. Got a little bit injured this week through training. Training was a bit hard this week, so caught a couple injuries. So I just need to be smart and just rest it up. But yeah, other than that, done some comic book shopping. Just kind of like go to my usual spot. And I was talking to the dude. I don't know if he's the owner, but he's an illustrator there.
Oh.
And I think he comes to the UK to some of the premieres, like you might know him. His name's Saeed. I'm sure maybe you've crossed paths or whatnot. His name's Saeed. And I think he came to the Shazam premiere and stuff like that. He met Zachary Levi and stuff like that. So there's two dudes from Dubai I know who you met. One of them is the Instagram one we follow. I can't remember his name.
Geek
and
House.
then Geek House, yeah. So he's quite big, like in Dubai. I see him tagged on everything. Yeah. And then this guy, Saeed, I don't know if he owns a comic book shop. Anyway, I was talking to him, I'm getting him on the podcast. I just sent him a message and I was like, bro, jump on the podcast. We were geeking out for like 20 minutes about, Punisher and all this sort of stuff. And I was like, bro, jump on the podcast, man. Let's just have a conversation there. So he's up for it. So I'll schedule that, try and do that maybe before I come to the UK. But I finished off this run of the Punisher.
Yes.
I should give credit to the writers.
I've already not read it, but I've heard what's happened. But I mean, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's by Jason Aaron, Zeus Diaz, and Paul as that. Anyway, I saw loads of spoilers on Instagram. People were not happy with this run in general of the Punisher. Now, I told you what I loved about this run. Okay, I wasn't happy about they changed the skull. They got all political with that shit. But it was just for this story, I reckon. I reckon they'll bring him back. However, he still was a murderer, and not murderer, but he still did what he did. The way they ended it is where people had a problem. Spoiler alert, I don't think you're going to read it or whatnot. But he basically, people were upset the way they ended it, and it's supposed to be the end of the Punisher, and that's it, the end of Frank. I don't think it's the end of Frank. They're going to bring him back. He's one of the most iconic characters. They'll bring him back. I reckon they'll just bring him back with the skull and everything, completely. So they'll do that. It's just the ending, like what happened was he had a bit of this beast in him from the hand and whatnot. At the end of it, he uses that to kind of teleport himself into another world, basically. But basically, Maria's alive in this, right? The hand bringing back, Maria's alive. And she has a go at him. The Avengers caught him and they're debating, they're voting on what we should do with him and whatnot. And he tells them straight, they're like, should we send in Logan to just finish him off? Cap's, obviously debating what to do. Obviously, Cap's not going to kill him and whatnot. But anyway, Maria comes in. She has a go at him, basically, at Frank. She kind of breaks his heart. Well, not breaks his heart. She gives him the reality. Like, you by honor, if you wanted to honor us, then you should have given, you help people, right? You should have helped people in our names. But instead, in our names, you murdered. You're the most, the most, what do you call it, mass murderer in the world. The biggest mass murderer ever in history. That's what he's known as, right? So she said, you dishonored our family by doing that, our children and myself. So she kind of basically had a go at him and then she left him. It was kind of like heartbreaking in the sense that she left him after all of that. She drove off to live her life again, find out she's pregnant at the end and whatnot. And then, Frank, obviously that's all he wanted in life. he lost that, and then he just used the beast power to kind of take him to another dimension, which was shit. That was the part where I was like, oh, basic, right? So you should have given him in my opinion, it should have been like, all right, maybe you could have given him a happy ending, and he goes off with Maria, and they just start their family again, maybe, or give him an honorable death. You know, finally he saves Maria. You know what I mean? Maria's alive, some shit goes down, and then he saves her, takes a bullet or whatever it is, and then he dies honorably in that sort of sense. And that's much my opinion. I'm not a writer, but the way they ended it, I get it. People were well upset. Like, that's how you're gonna end Frank. Like, he loses Maria, she has to go at him, and then he just teleports to another dimension. It's like really stupid, to be honest. But you know, that's the controversy. That's my theory. I think you should have given him an honorable death, and he finally saves Maria, and then she finds out she's pregnant with kids. She's pregnant again, so the castle name lives on or whatnot. But yeah, no, I mean, look, I'm always going to be a fan. I don't think this is the end. This is the comic book world. He'll be back, so I don't think that's an issue. But yeah, there was a lot of controversy. But I got this one. Check this out. I'm still reading this Daredevil one. I got this issue later, but check this out, bro. I bought this. And it's a Spider-Man story. Have you heard about this?
Yeah.
The life story, and it's by Chip Zdarsky, Mark Bagley, so I can't read. Anyway, it's pretty the concept, the concept's pretty awesome. It's basically Spider-Man from when he first appeared, I think 1960 something or whatnot, until now, but considering his age, like he ages exactly from now. So it's just like, what would have happened if Spider-Man aged accordingly to our timeline and whatnot. So I'm very interested. And then it talks about all the events that we know of, like Civil War, his enemies and all that sort of stuff. But they're all aging at the right time. So I thought, man, that's a brilliant sort of idea, and I'm interested. So I bought that to get into that. So yeah, man, it's been all right, man. So yeah, that's my update for the week, man. We've seen a couple movies and whatnot, which we'll catch up about. Before I get into that, how's things in London?
Yeah, it's all right, bro. Getting there, man. I suppose I had a long ass week at work. I got another long ass week next week, but yeah, I think I'm just starting to. I think with Nia now, it's just the timetable's all over the place, and I'm trying to fit in training as well. Yeah, it's been hard. I think it's the lack of sleep is not the best, so it puts you in a really bad, rotten mood, and you start switching up on people for no reason. I switched up on some people at work the other day, and it's just not me. But it's just because of the timing. Baby's here. I'm having like 2 hours sleep, 3 hours sleep. Alara's waking up super early, so then I have to look after her. So yeah, it's a bit all over the place. It's quite a hard one at the moment. I gotta say, I'm not gonna say it's easy. As much as I enjoy the time I have with the kids, like by 5 o'clock, bro, when I close my laptop, literally I pick up Nia, I lay down on the couch thinking we could watch some TV. I'm sleeping for the next hour or two, and then I'm up again, feeding, changing. Yeah, man, dad life is hard work, man. But we just need to settle into a routine. I mean, she's officially a month now. A month went by so quick. And now it's by 3 months she'll settle down, she'll have a better timing system. And then we've had like so much going on as well, bro, like with the Brothers Geek Out podcast stuff. So I was trying to keep on top of that stuff. Couple of I've got a few jobs that I need to finish up for, like my art stuff as well, and then kind of work out where I go next. But good news, I'm officially at Gallery 37 again this year, so I'll be leading the camp for the art department. You know what? They're having beef outside. I can hear them in the garden screaming.
Yeah, who's that Idris screaming at someone?
We need to toughen up Idris, bro. Bless him, man. My little emotional boy. But yeah, they're having bare beef outside. It's hard. Yeah.
Can't wait to see them in 2 weeks, man.
The house and everybody's screaming and shouting. It's like, oh, please leave me alone. Yeah, all good. So, but yeah, Gallery 37 in Birmingham. I'm doing a 2-week workshop with the guys at Punch Records. They do this massive thing where we do a 2-week workshop with all these students, and then we, put a show on at the end. So yeah, I think we did
awesome.
2001, which was amazing.
When's that happening?
That's in August. So end of August, that's happening.
Okay, cool. That's awesome. And so you're gonna be away for 2 weeks. What about baby and mummy and whatnot? What are you gonna do? You leave them by themselves for a bit?
Hey, people games. Oh man.
Or she'll stay with her mum or something for a bit.
Yeah, she'll work it out, man. We'll work it out. We have to. It's work, so it's got to be done. But yeah, we got next week. Next week we got the Flash premiere. So me and Ash going to the Flash premiere. That's gonna be big.
The funny thing is, bro, you've seen it so many times, and I'm ready to go watch it on Thursday coming up, and I'm just like, I'm taking I'm gonna enjoy it. Mrs. can't come because she's gotta go to Abu Dhabi, and I was like, babe, I've been waiting for 2 months since Kip was seeing it to watch this. I can't wait for you, man. I'm gonna go watch it. I'm sorry, so I'm gonna have to leave it to her and go do a solo trip and go watch it. But so you guys got the premiere. You think Michael Keaton's gonna be there? I mean, freaking legend if he is.
I don't know, bro. We'll be lucky, bro. I'm lucky with all the meetings that we've had. You know what I mean?
They had the premiere or the early screening in Dubai. I mean, I spoke to this dude at the comic book shop. I'm slowly gonna somehow try and get in there, man. It's like, get me in there, man. I want in. I want these premieres too. But yes, you got premiere next week.
Yeah, premieres next week. I need to find out about Indiana Jones. I've got Alara's first screening next Sunday as well for the
What's that?
Elements.
Oh, they invited you guys.
Yeah. So we've got
Sick.
That. So yeah, that'd be fun to take Alara on. It'd be a first cinema trip as well. So as long as she sits down, I need to find out how long this movie is, man. She could lose.
Well, I'll tell you about. Go ahead, carry on. I'll tell you about my cinema experience in Dubai in a bit.
Go on. Now, yeah. But yeah, you go.
All right, so I watched Transformers today. Finally, I finally watched the movie. Right, finally,
yeah.
It's finally come out in Dubai, and I got a chance to watch it. Before I get into that, usual Dubai bullshit cinema experience because of the bullshit, inconsiderate people here. Straight up, man, it's just the ghettos, bro. The only reason why I have been a bit more calmer about it is one, I know that's how it is now. So, and two, because of my credit card that I got out, they give me a 50% discount on the tickets. So I'm like, you know what? When I paid full price for my ticket and I wanted the best seat and all that sort of shit, I got a bit more frustrated because I paid all the full price. I picked my seat. I'm annoyed when people talk and whatnot. Now that I'm getting 50% off, they make you sit at the front. But what I do is I just wait till the movie starts and just go to the back anyway. But I'm like, all right, the 50% off justifies the bullshit. But check this out, bro. Not only are people talking, my guy next to me bought a bag of peanuts or something, some kind of nut that every time you hear him, he's like, and the movie's, bro, this is an action movie. We'll get into the movie in a bit. The movie is fucking robots and shit shooting each other. I could just hear, and I'm like, motherfucker. So we move anyway to the back because the movie started. Bro, babies crying and shit. People bringing in their fucking babies, crying, screaming, whatnot. My dude, you know how you would give Alara, your child, your phone with some baby shit on and whatnot?
Yeah.
My dude left his daughter there next to him with the phone, putting the volume on full because the baby wants to hear what the fuck the cartoon's talking about while we're trying to watch Transformers. And he just keeps poking me, like, stay calm. I'm like, I'm cool. I've accepted this. I got my 50% discount on my ticket. Fuck it. Like, whatever, man. So I'm there farting away because I got some gas problems right now. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck these inconsiderate people. I'm farting away. Shit stinks. And she's like, your butters. I'm like, I don't care. People are so inconsiderate here. I'm going to be inconsiderate. So I swear to you, I think I had some cereal this morning. I messed up and the milk fucked me up, lactose and whatnot. So I'm letting out some garbage farts. I don't care, bro. Normally I'll be considerate, but the way these cinemas, I'm like, I don't care anymore. So every 2 minutes, and the good thing is you can't hear me because one, babies are screaming and people are doing this and talking. My guy's crunching on his nuts. And then there's an action movie going on with the surround sound. So nobody can hear the farts, but they can sure as hell smell it. And Elliot's there like moving away from me, just holding her nose. And I'm just farting it away, take it, boys, take it. You inconsiderate fucks. So that's the Dubai cinema experience, man. I've told you about it. It is what it is. But as long as I keep getting my 50% discount, I can accommodate. But anyway, that's that. The movie. Let's talk about the movie, man. Spoiler alerts if you haven't seen it. Listen, man, it's just what I expected from a Transformer movie. Nothing nothing crazy storyline wise. It's the same shit, really. A threat that's going to destroy their planet, their universe, or whatnot. You know, it's action packed. It's got some humor in it. It's got no heart. I mean, these movies have no heart at all. You know, spoiler alert again. You know, Bumblebee is a character they've been building up. He dies in the beginning. I felt no emotion around it, and I was like, oh, you just killed him off like that. It was basic, right?
Yeah.
And then they bring him back alive, and it was just like the second Transformers when Optimus died. So it's like it's very, very similar stories. There's nothing different at all. One kid finds a car. Like the stories are exactly the same. You change an actor or two. Someone dies and comes back alive. You know, nothing really thing. But I just enjoyed the action and you know the animation and all that sort of stuff. The last part, you know, again, a bit cringy and whatnot. The whole G.I. Joe crossover thing didn't make me go like, oh, that's sick. I was just like, okay, you know, I'll watch it. So nothing was amazing. But it's a Transformers movie. That I don't expect the first one. I'm not gonna lie, the first one was the best one. That one had great character building. It was the first one. It had heart. Everything was great about that first one, the Michael Bay, Shia LaBeouf one. For me, in my opinion, the best one ever. And the rest of them are all just shit. Not shit, but they're just another movie. I'll watch it and I will watch it.
Self-contained story. So I really enjoyed that.
Agreed, but
because it didn't have that same storyline.
Yes, you're right. It didn't have that same. You're right. But the thing is, though, when he died in this, because that was a continuation from that, right? This one was a continuation from that one, kind of. But when he died, I felt no heart, man. I felt nothing, you know. So that's why I was just like, this movie's got no heart at all, and all these characters, you know, the little humors and stuff, I guess was just lighting up the scene a little bit. But in my opinion, I'm like, well, this is just the difference between this and Fast and Furious is Fast and Furious is supposed to be real life, and then they define all the you know gravity and science and whatnot. Whereas this is science fiction, so I can accept anything and everything. And I like I said, the action is amazing. I really enjoy the action and the little war they had. That stuff's sick. But everything else, I'm like, this film is, you know, it's the same shit. I'm just watching the same shit, just different characters.
Carbon copy is for kids. I think for us adults is don't have no humans.
Yeah, take the humans out. Yeah, you're right.
The humans out, man. That would be 10 times better. Take the humans out. Take the humans out. But a great
make me love the robots. Make me love I remember when I watched the second one with Michael Bay one, and I was so what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? I was already invested in the Transformers so much that when Optimus Prime dies in that one, I felt it, man. I was very emotional, right? But in these ones, I'm not emotional about Optimus Prime or Bumblebee or none of the characters, none of the things. I mean, even Optimus Prime, I mean, he's been in all of them. Bumblebee's been in all of them, but after that, it's just kind of like, well, I don't have any emotion, and I know they're robots, but what I'm trying to say is like, you know, Guardians of the Galaxy, a tree and a raccoon. I feel so emotional about them. I'm trying to feel the same about these Transformers, but I never feel it. And they lost that feeling for me. But I'm not saying it's crap. What I'm saying is I'm gonna always go watch them. I don't expect nothing at all. But my thing is this, bro. If they keep continuing to make these movies, I don't know how much money they make. If they make great money, perfect. Just keep doing what you're doing. But if you make shit money, that means you're going to put less budget towards these movies, which means that the quality of the movies are going to go down, which means that they're just going to get shitter and shitter and shitter. Like, why not invest properly in these movies? You know, graphics and all that stuff. But I'm talking about great storylines and build it up to something amazing. You know what I mean? So you can invest in it rather than just make shit films. And if they don't make the money, you just drop the budget and make another shit one. And it's just kind of like, you know, like let's have a continuation. Let's have a good story build or something. But it's just the same shit, you know. And the G.I. Joe thing is not a wow factor for me, but it's like, okay, cool. I'm in. I'll watch it.
Yeah, no, same here, bro. I was the same. I was like, you know, Ash nudged me and it was like G.I. Joe. I was like, yeah. But
international hero.
They tried to do but I mean even Fast and Furious tried it. They tried to do something that Marvel does. You know what I mean? They're trying to create universes. Studios want universes. They don't want to lose that stuff, you know what I mean? Like, you know. That's why they keep prolonging them. Like Universal want to prolong Fast and Furious as long as they can because that's their Marvel franchise. Paramount just want to, prolong their Transformers and Mission Impossible universes. You know what I mean? This is their MCU and DCEU. You know what I mean? Every company is just fighting to have what Disney and Marvel did. You know what I mean? So it's very hard, bro. Because could you imagine them CEOs like, come on, man. If these guys can do it, we can do it as well. And just the thing is quality though. There needs to be quality control in it. You know what I mean? Warner Brothers, loads. Now James Gunn's on there.
I think, you can't, I mean, Marvel, the comic book universe has always been a universe. Now you're just trying to force it with these random movies. It's going to be tough. One universe I thought that they could have done, or they might do in the future is, I'm surprised they haven't done a crossover yet with RoboCop versus Terminator, man. And I feel like you could do it. I know Terminator, you've already got cyborgs fighting the Terminators, but you should have a story with Murphy, and maybe he gets shot up to bits by a robot, by a Terminator, and they bring him back. I don't know. I mean, it's something that they could have done. There was a new comic that's released, or Marvel just announced Wolverine versus Predator, which we've seen. My uncle drew the picture back in 1990. He's got the date on it, 1996 and whatnot, where he had a picture of Wolverine versus. No, that was Alien. No, that was Predator versus Alien. My bad. Anyway, Wolverine. We said this a long time ago when Disney bought Fox. We were like, oh man, they could do these crossovers. They're finally doing it in the comic books. So all these crossovers happen. I thought they would have done a RoboCop versus Terminator 1, but with these Transformer movies, like I say, bro, and I think we've been saying it for since I guess after the third one, the Michael Bay third one, we were like, okay, I know what to expect now. I'm not going to get the same feeling I got from the first one that came out. And then the rest of them are just going to be Transformer movies. I just want to see cool transformation, and I just want to see cool fight scenes. But I think, more robots, man. More robots, more transformations, and just battling that way is pretty awesome. It will be a better movie.
Let them go back to their own world and battle up over there, man, on Cybertron, man. Allow this Earth business.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much about these humans that just, in my opinion, is that it doesn't give you heart. I mean, like, there's always just this random kid, same sort of story and whatnot, and then he rises to the occasion. I'm like, all right, we keep using the same shit. I'm trying to say, like, there's got to be something else to it, and then some of it just don't make sense. Like, I don't know. That last part where he got the armor, the Iron Man thing. Again, it wasn't. For me, I don't know what it is, but there's no wow factor to these things. I wasn't like, oh my god, that's awesome. Like, you lost all of that.
Screening that I was at, there is a generation of Transformers fans that enjoyed it, bro. They screamed, shouted, and this is what studios are looking for in their movies, that they're like, crowd pleasers and what's the word? There's another word for it, but making, it's more like a football match now. So
yes.
Return, come back, and it's like LL Cool J's "I'm Gonna Knock You Out" comes on, and like that was a good scene.
The soundtrack, okay, this is what I was laughing about, because I kept on asking you boys, any good? And you boys were just like, yeah, the soundtrack's awesome. The soundtrack's awesome. I'm like, what about the movie? Yeah, the soundtrack's awesome. So you guys didn't even, I know you enjoyed the movie, but you guys were just like the soundtrack, which was 1994 hip hop. Yeah, it felt, you felt New York City, you felt Nas and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, but when Bumblebee came, I was like, well, I know he's gonna come back alive. It was so vague that he was coming back alive. So there was no urgency, there was no sadness that he died. And when he came back, that was a cool scene, but I didn't feel anything. But I think Marvel again has set that trend where people clap and scream at the cinema, because you didn't really get that much back in the days until Marvel came out with the Avengers and the crossovers and all that stuff. And then everyone's screaming and shouting in cinema, and that's a new reaction you don't get from cinema. Like, I mean, I guess M. Night Shyamalan probably changed the game a little bit with Sixth Sense. By the end of the movie, you're like, oh shit, motherfucker was a ghost. Like, those oh shit moments, but you're probably not screaming. Then Marvel created this thing where people are just literally clapping in the cinema, like, oh, that was amazing, that was sick. Like, I think, they've created something, and I think even I'm not even lying, I think even Marvel is finding it difficult to replicate what they've done. But for other franchises to try and replicate that, it's difficult, man. But anyway, I wanted to watch it, and I'm glad I did watch it, because, it's a fun movie.
Nah, it was all right, bro. It was a good watch. That's all I can say, bro, about it, bro. It's just a good. It's a movie that I'm not gonna go reach to my DVD cabinet and pick it out or streaming service and watch it.
Oh, my guy evolved to DVD from VHS last week, bro. You're getting there, bro. You're getting there with the times these days. Cool. Someone commented, can't remember who it was, but they were busting up about the whole. I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna watch Fast X when it comes out on VHS. My guy is basically politely saying I'm not watching it because they don't release that shit on VHS no more. But someone commented saying that they were busting up about that, man.
Yeah, no, they really enjoyed it, bro. The podcast is getting some good traction and people are interacting, and it's nice that we can relate to them and make them laugh in the process. And it's true though, there's some things where you're like, oh man, it's hard to watch now. And for me now, time is quality, and so if I'm gonna watch something, I'd want like the wow factors of like the Flash and Spider Verse, like Spider Man across this. After you see it and we talk about it, like. It's insane. I can't wait.
I found out from my guy at the comic book shop. He was telling me, do you know why they released it so late? First of all, he told me that it's banned in Saudi and Kuwait, right? But I didn't ask him why actually. But so anyway, then he goes, do you know why it's releasing late? Because they want to release it next to Eid here, so it gets a bit money. And then it made me remind me that's why they've done the same thing with John Wick. They released it around Eid, so it gets more of a burst of budget out here. And I was like, really? I mean, I'm waiting a month to watch it, and they want to release it. They're like, release it now, man. People watch it and Eid. They keep it in cinema during Eid. People watch it then as well. But
because you're gonna come watch it in the UK. You're coming on the 21st, right?
I'm coming on the 23rd, but it does come out on the 22nd. So my plan is to try and catch it on the 22nd because I really want to watch it. Because when I come to the UK, yes, we can go watch it. And you got to remind me, kids. I got a £60 voucher for audience. We need to use that.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Yeah, but and also if there's any premieres, man, during that time, let me know, man. I want to come. But I want to watch it, man. I'm so desperate to watch this movie. Anything I see on Instagram, I just scroll away. So much shit has been spoiled for me. I think it's unfair that they don't release it globally. It don't make no sense. But yeah, no, Spider-Verse, can't wait, man. I really can't wait for that one. That's the one I'm mostly, the most, and that one and Flash. I'm watching Flash next week. Okay, I can hold my breath till next week. Spider-Verse, they should have released it, man. My guys are releasing it on Eid Day. I'm like, come on, man. Go to the mosque on Eid Day, man. My guy releasing Spider-Man.
No, it's all good. All good. All good. So definitely, time is key. And
oh, my guy's gonna throw up.
Sorry, guys. Hi. Hello, got me up so early. I'm shattered. My body's doing different shit now, bro. Sometimes you'll be like, oh man, you know what? I can release some gas, you can control that. Now you're like, oh man, shit, I'm gonna shit myself. I need to run to the toilet. Get out of the toilet.
Well, thank God I didn't shit myself today in the cinema because that would have been a problem for everyone, including me. Oh, there we go. Oh, I thought it was one of the babies. So go on.
Yeah, like scream and shout when things happen in the cinema.
No, I do. I like I said, I just talk loudly now. Like I just say stuff loudly, and I'm like, oh, that's basic. Oh, so and so died. Oh, like like I say, I get my 50% off. Like, so basically with the 50% off, they make you sit at the front. They're like, oh yeah, it's only available to see at the front. I'm like, yeah, cool. So give me that. And then, like I said, when the film starts, I just move to the back where it's free. So basically I'm getting 50% off and I'm not in my own seat. So I have a less of a, I don't know what the word is, but like before it was like, I paid for these seats. I want watch my movie. Now I'm like, well, I didn't really pay full price for these seats. I could take it. So yeah. I mean, with Flash though, I'm going Thursday during the day. So I know there's going to be an idiot there because there always is, but hopefully there's not as many idiots so I could just sit and watch it and whatnot. But yeah, anyway.
Oh, cool.
Well, other watches, bro, I just wanted to kind of shout out a couple of the movies that I've watched and stuff, man. First of all, there's one movie called The Swimmers, which I watched on Netflix, right? And it's based on true stories. It's based on two Syrian Syrian refugees.
Yeah.
Right? Was it Syrian? Yes.
Yes,
it was Syrian.
I've heard about this.
And but it was deep. And then she ended up getting to the Olympics and whatnot. Right, there's two sisters and whatnot. One of them ended up going to the Olympics. One of them ended up just kind of helping people, and then she got arrested because of some bullshit law and whatnot of trying to help these Syrian refugees. First of all, like, it's a powerful story and whatnot, because man, just the war and all that stuff going on, and just the heart. I mean, it's. But when you see them on that raft boat, obviously that was just their story. But thousands of people, I can't remember the exact number. And then there was that story, I believe, in the UK when there was like a 3-year-old boy guy that, you know, that obviously the boat tipped and whatnot, and a 3-year-old boy washed up onto shore. And people, I don't know, they made an uprise of it, but there was also politicians fucking referencing them as cockroaches and not immigrant, what's it, refugee? Is it refugees? Is that the right word? Yeah, is it refugees? And fucking politicians, like, again, this is what upsets me when I watch these movies, because when Ukraine went to war, everyone wanted to help them. I saw all these charity things. Even reporters were saying, oh, these are not like normal refugees. These are blonde hair, blue-eyed people. And I'm like, you motherfucker. So when I see something like this, bro, it's heartbreaking, man. Women with babies trying to cross the sea and whatnot. Super heartbreaking. But anyway, these two girls basically, bro, fucking superheroes, man. Their boat engine loose, right? It's supposed to be a 45-minute boat ride from, I think it's Turkey to Germany or Hungary or something like that, or Greece or something like that. Anyway, the engine loose. It's the middle of the night, bro. These girls, like they literally tied themselves up to the boat and swam and saved everyone, like fucking heroes. And it was actually beautiful. And then, you know, eventually she made it to the Olympics. She wanted to go through and made it to the Olympic. It's really, really touching story. But it just highlights the harshness, man, that these people go through, man, because of war and all that stuff. And the world just turns a blind eye just because they're not blonde hair, blue-eyed Western or Europeans. They're brown Muslims, or they're black, or whatever it is. They got color on their skin. It's horrible, man, the way the world just turns its eyes and you know, picks and chooses who's important and who's not. The world's still doing it to this day. The world is full of racism and biased bullshit, you know, all these companies and whatever trying to be woke and less racist and talk about cultural bias and all that sort of, it's bullshit. It's all fake. Because in my company, they do the whole thing, the whole fake shit. And then it's the same shit. When Ukraine goes to war, everyone jumped off their seat. But every other country that's in war and black people and brown people are dying, nobody gives a fuck. I'm like, where's this biasy shit now? Like, not just my company, all of them. Sorry, I'm getting into it because these things get me emotional.
All of them, bro, all of them. And it's a hard graft, and there's a reason why I don't get involved in those conversations. When it comes to like the work life and the reality that we live in, you know, for us, yes, it hurts. We see a powerful story like that, it'll inspire us more, you know. But the harsher realities of it is that, you know, these things are happening, you know. Loads of people are going through this stuff, and you know, Allah bless them along their journey, you know, because it's a hard graft, bro. It's not easy. And here's us, you know, alhamdulillah, luckily, not having to go through some of the hardships that the people go through around the world, but the blind eye part and the media and the way everything is, and everybody, we're force fed stuff, bro. Think about it. That's how it works. We're force fed stuff. But we're self-aware in it. I suppose we know the darker side and the darker truth of the world is just, if you don't fit in, you don't fit in, and it's not meant to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, a lot of people, listen, we're self-aware, you know, that's a big thing. I know people might say, well, why don't you do that in the barrier? I think in our own ways, you know, through zakat and whatnot, we try to help people and whatnot. But I'm not trying to sit here saying I'm any saint or whatnot. I still bitch and cry about that. I was crying this week about my fucking iPad doesn't recognize NordVPN no more, so I can't watch Naruto and my UFC, and I'm crying there like a bitch punching the iPad when this stuff is happening. So I'm still a bitch, right? That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. I cry about my own problems, but I'm human. I do have problems. I mean, that's a stupid problem, but in general, I have problems and cry about. But yes, I'm very aware of what's happening in the world, and it does get me upset. And you sometimes might see on my Instagram, I might post a little thing here or two about something. But bro, I will never name names because I love these people and whatnot. But just recently, I learned, I've always seen it, but it just kind of, I saw it more of how much of certain people live in a bubble, and they just have no idea Like they literally have no idea. When I say that, I mean they choose to just switch off all of that and just live in their bubble. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm not. But I just can't live like that. As bad as it sounds, I need to see the reality of the world. I need to, because I want to educate my children. I want to educate. I need to be educated. I just want to know. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, of course, yeah, alhamdulillah, inshallah, if I can help, I will in certain ways. But I just need to know, you know what I mean? Because if I know, when I see a brother from Bangladesh or Syria or whatnot, I could look at this brother and be like, man, like, I see your struggle. There could be a struggle. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I don't know. I don't want to like just say they're all struggling and whatnot, but I'm trying to like put it in a perspective. I don't want to stereotype or whatever and say all Bengalis are hustling and they're poor and whatnot. But the majority of workers here are Bengali and whatever. I guess what I'm trying to say is like, I don't want to just ignore their struggle. You know what I mean? I want to make sure that I treat them with the same respect that I'll treat anyone else. You know what I'm trying to say? But people live in their
bro, but we don't live in that type of world because people place themselves on pedestals and hierarchy charts and like, you know, I mean, Bengalis do it as well. You know, when we're here in the UK, how much money you earn, what job you got. My job title does not mean shit after when I die.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
My job title does not mean, and I think people need to understand that. Like, yeah, it don't mean shit. Once you're gone from this world, nobody's gonna remember you. You probably have the few loved ones that remember you, but they're not gonna remember you by your job title. They're gonna remember you for the things that you've done in this world while you were here. So when people ask me about my job title and what I do at my workplace, I never start off with, you know, I'm a vendor manager for an education company, blah, blah, blah. I start off with first now proudly saying, I'm a dad. You know, I've got 2 beautiful kids now. You know, I love spending time with them and my family. I'm, you know, the exterior family as well. You know what I mean? My brothers, sisters, my mum and dad and stuff like that. So that's what I would talk about more often. Then I would talk about our passions when it comes to comic books and movies and the rest of it. And then I'll talk to you about my 9 to 5. Yes, I'm a vendor manager. That don't mean shit to me, though. You know, that pays the bills, that fuels the dreams, and here we go. You know, I am a dad and an artist. That's what I can say. Yeah, that's my. If I can leave the world where people know, like, remember me for that, that's what I want, man. And that's what the legacy we leave behind. Then job title don't mean nothing.
Yeah, agreed.
You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that you're in a higher place. You know, I think that's what happened at work. I had a disagreement with somebody who was who thinks they're up there. But dude, we're face to face on planet Earth, man. On planet Earth, we're face to face. We're the same level. It's how far are you willing to go to prove your point? Because we could go outside now in the car park and guarantee you will not be out there. You will be waiting inside the office, and I'll wait there till you come out. He won't.
Yeah, I mean, there's no need to take it to that level. I had that issue a couple of weeks ago. I was telling you, but fighting would never get you anywhere. But I see what you're saying.
I know. But I was like, you know, I know that I can come to that point to say, you know what? Because at the end of the day, yes, I've got to keep my job and I've got to. But the hierarchy chart level thing that people do, that if you
I hate that bullshit.
Respect, I'm going to treat you with the same respect. But if you're
exactly,
then if you want to handle it properly and, you know, go old school, then meet me outside in the car park, man. I'm going out there now. Let me see what you can do. And you know what? He probably could have beat the shit out of me. And that's the truth. He would have probably beaten the shit out of me. But yeah, I mean, we didn't get to that level. And I have to control myself as well as being a dad of 2. We do have anger in our blood.
How do you control your anger? You know, let me tell you something, bro. Everyone knows me. I mean, not maybe the listeners have heard me turn hope, but my loved ones know me as I turn green all the time. All the time. Little thing happens, I turn green, I want to punch an elbow in an iPad or something because I can't watch Naruto or something, right? I go overboard. But you're known, you know, even Elio was talking about, well, Kipler's very calm. You know, everyone talks about it. Like, you can control your anger better than us. Me and Ash will fucking headbutt a wall because we can't beat a boss and go to war or some shit like that, right? We go stupid over stupid things, but you don't. Like, what has been your method to control that, man? You've always been the calm one. How do you control that calm, the anger?
You know, I felt like I was just about to say that. You know what, Cap? I'm always angry.
It's a good one. That would have been a good one.
You know what,
That would
Cap?
have been a fucking good one.
I'm always angry. Now, listen, I have my moments, but meditation and breathing helps massively. If I and you, like most people know, I smoke as well, so that I don't say that's the part of it that keeps me calm. I think generally I've always been a calm person because I always analyze the situation. You know, I've always used breathing techniques. I think I've always done that since we started martial arts anyway. Because it was all about every time you hit somebody, you breathe out, breathe out, breathe out, breathe out. So as much as I want to scream and punch somebody into the ground, I usually breathe, but I don't know. I think over the years, just my mentality has just been calm. You know what I mean?
So when something happens, so we're in a situation now, something happens and the anger takes over. I can't control it, right? I'm hurting my knuckle now because I punched the wall the other day. It's been 3 weeks now. I've really hurt myself, right? I get that angry. So when you're in that, something just happened. What goes through your head for you to be like, because I keep telling myself when you get there, G, fucking drop down, give yourself 50 press ups. So do something. But no, when it comes to it, my mind just goes green and I'm punching shit. Back, screaming, fuck, fucking, fuck, like fuck. Like I can't take it no more. What do you go through at that very moment to be calm about it?
Because I don't know. I suppose I could scare the people around me. And because I'm mainly around my family, I feel like I could scare them if I get to that point where I lose it. I have my moments, bro, but I always do it outside. I before I get in from work, I'll sit down in the car and I'll scream, bro. I'll scream really loud in the car.
Have you done that? Yeah.
Yeah.
I do that. So you do that as well sometimes? It helps actually.
My week gets, bro, I get wind up and, you know, if I get into road rage, I'm much better. I have my moments in road rage, but I've become much more calm. But I've just kind of, I think what I'm trying to get to is that I let go of things really easy.
You're good at that.
Yeah, I let go of things really easy. So somebody says "fuck you" to me, I'll be like, "Oh, cool, man, that's all right." Some people probably hate that reaction,
Of course, yeah, it's worse because they want a reaction from you. It's the same as the podcast and comments, bro. They want a reaction.
Yeah, exactly. So,
hey, by the way, I'll just quickly stop you. You got the background on blur. It's not Elliot. It's not Alau's room. You can put the black background on if you wanted to. Just saying.
Oh, yeah. I didn't realize this.
But yeah, sorry, I was just noticing. But yeah, no, bro, because you said you scream. You said an interesting point as well. You don't want to go crazy in front of the family because it just took me back to a moment. Actually, I mean, like, in front of Ellie, I do it and it's embarrassing. In front of you, you've obviously seen me do it and it gets embarrassing. But one time I remember Idris was there and I was going crazy about something. I think it was a game. And then, like you said, I didn't want to do it in front of Idris. So I was just like not screaming it, but I was just miming it. And Atia was busted up because she was like, you want to go angry, but Idris is there. So you're doing it in quiet, but you can see my emotion of getting angry. And I was like, yeah, like that. I don't want to do it in front of him. You know what I'm trying to say? So I guess there's an element there of like not doing it because I don't do it at work. I might, if I'm fucking pissed off at work, I'll go somewhere and just be alone or something, but I won't scream and shout in front of people at work. But I guess that has something to do with it. Like you don't want to express it in front of certain people, but then why do I express it in front of my loved ones, like my wife and my brothers and sisters and my mom and dad? Why do I express it in front of you guys? But I don't want it.
Do Mr. Miyagi's kata, bro. I swear, I got caught somebody at work when they came into the toilet and I was doing the Joker dance, bro.
Bro, if I worked with you, bro, I'll be like, fuck this guy. Listen, HR, people TM, I think we got a problem with Kibbs.
I can sometimes it gets a bit much and I can't breathe because I think I've got ADHD, I think. Because my mind wants to do everything. I take on everything. But sometimes I have to, Mr. Miyagi, Karate Kid style, breathe, meditate, whatever. Have a moment to myself. The other day, I was like, fucking Joker, bro, in the toilets, bro. Like, fucking, in that moment, remember when you were like, that's it, he clicked. That's the Joker there. I was doing that shit. Somebody came to the toilet door and just looked and walked out. And I was like, oh, shit.
I would report you straight to the HR team. I think we got a problem with kids. Bro, now honestly, you've come up a few times when it comes to anger, and you're way more calmer than me. You're calmer than Ash. Definitely calmer than me. I'm the worst. I'm definitely the worst. Nobody knows, but I'm the worst. Ash, I know he gets angry. He broke that table in the room just because of a game or whatnot. So we have our problems, but you're very, very, very calm. And I keep saying I'm trying. I pray 5 times a day now. I've been doing it, alhamdulillah, since Ramadan. And I'm trying to, that's my meditation. That's 5 times a day I'm meditating, and 5 times a day I'm praying and all that stuff. But when something happens, I lose it. Everything I always tell myself, just do this. It goes out the window. I just turn Hulk. And everything goes. And then after I get embarrassed, and then I go back to normal, and that's it.
I don't know, bro. I suppose we're not here long, bro. And you know what? It's weird. You know what? When I used to work in Jessups, I think this woman kind of confirmed it for me. She was a palm reader, Chinese woman. She came in. I was helping her do some prints, and I remember. And then she was like, "Can I just read your palm?" And then she looked at my palm and she goes, "You're just here to enjoy yourself, ain't you?" And I'm like, "Excuse me? Like you're just here to enjoy yourself." And in a way, I took it to offense because I felt like it didn't have no purpose. But then, over the years, I've realized, you know what? After the trip to Hong Kong, then she said that. And it wasn't in Hong Kong, so this happened before. Like, so Hong Kong, Jessup's, she did it while I was helping her with some prints. And she goes, she read it and she goes, "Oh, interesting, you're here to enjoy yourself." And I'm like, "What does that mean?" And she was like, "Life, like you're here to enjoy yourself in life." And it's true, because after, got married, 2 kids, house, stuff like that, but I'm still getting to enjoy myself still with all the geeky stuff and artwork and, stuff like that. So it kind of gave me realization of life and how much time we got here. We're going to have our angry moments, but it's just the way you process that, bro. And I think I just process it differently. I'm like mum, innit?
Do you feel like your mom like mum or dad? Mum I feel like mum's crazier than dad.
You know what? I don't know, because
Who's more calmer?
You're in him. That's got anger.
Yeah. He used to be. I remember, I remember when we were kids, and my guy used to want to fight everyone in the streets. Road rage is a serious thing.
I think he's got more control now than he did back then. But
well, he's older now, isn't it? Yeah, he doesn't want to get. He's a lot more fragile now. But yeah, man, I think about you. I'm like, he's able to control himself, but he's way more calmer. But yeah, man.
About things, bro. Like, luckily having Shanaz around, I get to talk, bro. And she's a talker. So where I'm not used to that as well, it unloads, bro. So I mean, talk to wifey, man. Tell her those.
I do, man. I do. I just, when the moment happens, it happens. I get upset. I turn green. Thank God I'm not the Hulk, because the world will probably be dented, because I'll be breaking everything just because the other day I couldn't save an Excel file. Fuck! Bro, that's it. If I was Hulk, I would smash my laptop. Cool, work again. Another laptop done. Why? Excel file didn't save. So fuck's sakes, man. Like, that's where my brain goes. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm expressing my vulnerabilities here, but that's where my brain goes. I'm like, what? How could this all save? I've been working here for 15 years, and all of a sudden I can't save an Excel file. What the fuck's going on? Fucking Hulk smash. And then after I calmed down, and I'm like, all right, well, if I stayed calm, I would have figured out the solution. But I chose not to go calm, and it's always the case with me. Always the case.
My tolerance is low now. I do have my moments, but then I just feel like I got the right to say things, because before I used to just stay quiet and get it done. We spoke about it last week on the podcast. We get shit done. We don't complain. We just do it. And I'm not complaining. Some people just get away with shit, bros. And I'm like, nah, man, listen. If you ain't gonna do it, I'm not gonna ask for this money no more, man. Like, I don't want to be running campaigns and 100% of the work is me. You know what I mean? I need other people to do the stuff that needs to be done, because I don't know all the products. So yeah, I have my moments, bro, but I think I still be calm with the way I compose myself. And then later on, I suppose the excitement of, I'm going home to my girls, or when it was Alara, I'm going home to Alara. So, I can leave that stuff behind. So it didn't eat me up. But I don't have, I have my moments where, something deletes or something like that, and it'll be like a fuck under my breath moment. But I haven't gone fully ballistic I don't think I've ever gone fully ballistic. I haven't had a full-on Wolverine moment, slash everything up. No, I haven't. I've always been calm, bro. And lucky with Dwayne and Jakub and Ahmed and them lot, they're calm bunch as well. It was laugh, bro. So that's what I
don't know why
I find funny videos like that fuck Chelsea video. So random, bro. Such a random. I love that video. Me and Shanaz have been busting up, bros, because because he was having a jolly day, bro. And get interacted like that. What team you support? My guy's proud, got Chelsea jacket on. Chelsea, and he's like, fuck Chelsea, man. Like, it's just the best video in the world. Like, so, but it made me
fucked up the guy's what? But that guy's a prick. He fucked up the other dude's day for no reason. He's a prick as well, bro.
So it's difficult, man. And we as a human race, we get triggered off too easily, bro.
Too easy. There's too many of us. I'm not saying that, I'm not saying that anything should happen, but there's too many of us. This is what I'm trying to say, the situation at the cinema. Not just that today, just generally in Dubai, people are so inconsiderate. Like another human being's life, it doesn't really, people are so inconsiderate to other human beings. It's like they don't give a shit about other humans. I'm talking about so many little things like drive me nuts around my community, around Dubai, the cinema. It's just because no one's considerate. I'm like, wow, are you people just that inconsiderate? Like, you just don't acknowledge other human lives just because you don't know them? I mean, it's a horrible way to live. I'm trying to say, and I don't think no country's got it perfect. Japan, I always bring up, are like the nicest people ever. I'm sure if you live there, you're gonna find issues, but the way they live their life is just beautiful. But I've only been there for vacation and whatnot. But Dubai is like, I haven't been to everywhere in the world, but my worst place was definitely Hong Kong, the most inconsiderate people I've ever come across. But I think Dubai comes second after that. Singapore was a bit more calmer, but Dubai comes second. I've never met, after Hong Kong people, I've never met so much inconsideration here. And I'm just like, this is a horrible way to live. And I was already telling the missus, I'm like, well, look, the way my mind is now and the way I've experienced everything in Dubai, the positives are the positives. I'm trying to take advantage of those as much as possible. But the negatives has already told me, like, well, this is a temporary place. Couple years, let's get out of here. But I don't see myself here forever, unless something changes. But the inconsideration of people, I'm just like, wow, how I can't believe you actually think it's okay to live like that. And then you teach your children. So your children are going to grow up to be inconsiderate dicks like you. And it's just a generation of non-stop inconsiderate pricks because one piece of shit parent or whoever it is, you just don't think about other human beings. It's so weird. I mean,
because they're stuck in their own world, bro. That's their bubble.
That's crazy.
Because they're stuck in that bubble. We're not, because we're more worldly and world issues and people around us hurts us more because we can feel that. We understand that. We'd put our hands out if somebody needed help. We've always done that. So they wouldn't put their hands out. It depends really, bro. But we're stuck in our own worlds, I mean, even now, if I was to pick anybody off the road, they're worried about how they're going to pay their bills next week. They don't give a shit about what I'm doing, bro. I'll actually ask you a question. Nah, innit, man? I got kids to feed. I got electric bill to pay. I saw one woman when I was at the post office the other day, bro. £600 gas bill for a month. £600. And the woman behind the counter was like, oh, this was due back in, February. She was like,
how the fuck am I supposed to pay it?
I can only pay part of it. And I'm not even gonna lie, bro. I was gonna cry, bro. And I'm that guy now. I cry at everything, bro. I've become Kevin Smith now. I just cry at everything. But it was like, she's struggling, and there's nobody else to help her. She's got kids to feed.
Yeah.
So if I have to pay this later, I'll pay it later. You know what I mean? So there's so much going on, bro. So much going on. So,
I mean, I think also the reason why a lot of people are inconsiderate is, of course, they're just thinking about themselves and whatnot. Excuse me. I think there's a lot of there's no consequences either. People just park their car wherever the fuck they want here. They just stop their car wherever the fuck they want. But I see idiots reversing. They've missed the turn, so they just stop their car in the middle of the motorway and just reverse back with the hazards on. there's no consequences. You should go to jail for that. You should be fined thousands of dirhams or pounds for that. But because there is no consequences, people do it. They're like, oh, okay, I'm not going to get in trouble, so I'm just going to park my car wherever the fuck I want, or I'm going to just reverse on the motorway because I missed my turn. So there should be stricter consequences. You know what I'm trying to say? That's why I say in the UK, in the Western world, don't get me wrong, that place is not perfect at all. But you do something stupid or inconsiderate, you better be prepared to fight, because someone's going to fight you. Someone's going to tell you off, and they're going to probably fight you. Whereas here, you can't fight. In Asia, you can't fight. The people don't do that stuff. And I'm not saying fighting is the answer, because it's not. But I'm just saying, when there's no consequences, you're just going to be like, well, I can do what the fuck I want. There's no consequences. That's why the police are important. That's why they are important, right? Of course, the good ones and who do their jobs properly. Because if there were no police, if there were no consequences, people fucking be killing each other. They already do it. They're already killing each other. But at least there's a level of control because of police and I'm not pro-government or whatnot, but I'm just saying, like, those sort of things are necessary. Police and whatnot. They are. Otherwise, we'll be killing each other, man, non-stop.
I know.
Anyway, look, other movies, bro. Going back into the Geek Out news. One movie that I've always wanted to watch and I never did, a Jackie Chan movie called Shinjuku Incident. Have you heard of that?
I've heard of it. Is it good?
It's the one about Chinese immigrants in Japan. It's really, bro. This is one of Jackie Chan's best performance, bro. He's not the martial artist. He's not that guy. This is him playing in a Chinese immigrant in Japan. And he's a nice guy. He's got good morals and whatnot. He ended up going down the wrong path just because they are immigrants in Japan and they're trying to hustle. He went there to find, I guess you could say, the love of his life, who left China and went there and whatnot. All these other things just happened there, and then everything just went wrong, right? Because of the path they took. But it was one of his finest performances, in my opinion, man, as an actor. Jackie Chan, the actor. It was one of his best performances I've seen. It was really good. It was very emotional, very touching. He better than, like, I know he really wants to do great acting roles, and he tried to do it with, like, I guess, Karate Kid and whatnot in the Western world and whatever, and whatnot. But when he's doing, like a Chinese movie and whatnot, really freaking good, man. I really recommend it, man.
Is that
Shinjuku Stories, Shinjuku Incident.
All right, I'll check that out.
Great movie. Talk about great movies, bro. A movie I haven't seen since we saw it in the cinema was Interstellar. And I forgot everything about that movie. I watched it again yesterday because the missus wanted to watch it. And I was like, let's watch this. Bro, I was sucked in. And I was like, oh my God, I forgot how good this fucking movie is. The soundtrack's perfect. Hans Zimmer sets that perfect. But the movie is fucking brilliant. And I forgot how good it was. And I was just like, oh shit, I forgot about this. Oh shit, I forgot about that. Oh shit, he goes into the fifth dimension. It was him the whole time behind the books. And I just forgot all of that. And I was just like, damn, this movie's fucking good. Well, I love when you watch a movie in cinema and then you're like, oh, that was so good. And then you just don't watch it. And then you come back to it nearly 10 years later and you're like, and you have that same feeling of like, oh shit, this movie is good. I love that, bro, man. I know I rinse out the Marvel movies, but it would have been a good thing, like, if I never watched, the whole 10 years, and then maybe 20 years later, you just watch it. Just watched it once, and then 20 years later, you start that journey again. It'll be a different game, but I've been rinsing those movies because it, whatnot. But something like Interstellar, man, ooh, that is a good, and Matthew McConaughey, what a fucking performance, man. He's good.
Yeah,
man, he is good. What a great movie.
One of my favorites, bro. One of my all-time favorites. I did that with this Inception, bro. There was a point I just kept on watching it, and then probably been 5 years or so since I last saw it, and I popped it on. I was like, oh, it's on Netflix. Let me check it out, or Prime. I can't remember. And I was just blown away, bro. How Christopher Nolan. It's like one of those directors that really deserves the praise, bro, because he knows how to get people sucked into the screen by the visuals, by the direction, by the cast that he picks, the soundtrack. Like, amazing, bro. I love it. And Time, I still put up some post like recently saying, let me find out how many people think that he was still in a dream, or was that his reality? You know what I mean? So definitely. No, Interstellar is a good one. It's one I want to watch again, definitely.
Brilliant movie. Brilliant. Okay, the other thing real quick, I bought Street Fighter 6 this week. Been playing that a little bit on PlayStation and whatnot. Do check out the gaming channel and whatnot. Just got some footage up there. It's a really fun game, bro. It's really fun. I mean, I don't have time to play hours and whatnot, but it's different to the old Street Fighter, man. I mean, like now you got to learn more moves. There's of course you got your classical moves, but there's a bit more, couple of more combos in there. You got counters, you got power moves and everything. And just to play it more strategically is a lot more fun. I'm gonna get online on it soon, but they do have an open world version as well, where you build your own character and you kind of go open world as well, and I guess have a bunch of street fights. But it's great, and the story modes are very short and casual for beat 'em up games. You know, those games get a bit boring quick because you just kind of clock it and whatnot. But at least here, you know, you got the voices and they got a little story mode and stuff like that. So yeah, I've been playing that this week. Very, very fun. Just trying to get back into, I'm not saying I'm trying to get back into video games, but I've got this, I don't know, this surge of like, oh, these games are looking good now. So guys, do check out the gaming channel. We put our reactions up. We put our gaming up there as well. We do also pull up on the Brothers Geek Out channel, the reactions at least. Ash is helping us a lot more in regards to the game because he's more of the gamer. But yeah, Street Fighter 6, man, it's pretty awesome. All right, let's get into some news, bro. News. Bryan Cranston, bro, is moving to France and retiring to spend time with his wife. So he's retiring from acting. Legendary guy known for oh shit. Now I've gone blank, man. Fucking. Why the fuck have I gone back? It's Malcolm in the Middle guy, man. Breaking Bad. That's the show I'm thinking. Breaking Bad, man.
Bryan Cranston.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's retiring from acting, yeah. Spend time with his family.
Good on him. That's always good, bro. Oh, man.
Great actor. It's crazy how he went from Malcolm in the Middle to like something as amazing as Breaking Bad.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. It's a great career. I still wanted him to play Stan Lee before he went. That would have been amazing. Chin is losing.
Yes. Yeah. You're right. He would have been a good Stan Lee. Yeah.
Could see him as Stan Lee, so that would have been good.
Well, there is that Stan Lee thing coming out on Disney Plus. They released a trailer about him, which I think is gonna be great. It's something about his story, a documentary about his life and whatnot. So I think that should be quite interesting.
No, definitely, that will be good.
I think that comes out next week. Next week's Friday, and Extraction comes out next week Friday as well. So I'm looking forward to that one actually. So next week got some movies to watch. Yeah, as well as watching Flash. We can finally give a spoiler review next week about Flash. Finally, you know, I mean,
the reviews up. I haven't put a review up, so we'll probably do a spoiler one once you've seen it. I will put up my initial thoughts, but after the premiere on Wednesday, I just don't want to ruin it for people. Like, I've got so much to say about it. I just want to.
I'm watching it Thursday, bro. So if you want to catch up, when we catch up next week, we could do, you know, put your thoughts up, but you could we could do a review together finally on that. What else is going on? There's a new anime, an anime, Superman Adventures. My Adventures with Superman anime coming out on July 6th. So they, you know, DC is still doing the animes and whatnot. They're looking to make a female lead Office remake, bro.
Okay.
That Office was one of the funniest shows. Steve Carell, all them guys are hilarious in that. They were so wrong. Like, I don't know if they could do that now, that kind of humor, because of the cancel and woke culture and all that bullshit. Like, he was just wrong on every level, culturally and in the Office, what do you call it? Just everything, man. He was just wrong in that show, but absolutely hilarious. I don't know if they could do the same thing, but anyway, that should be interesting if they keep the same sort of humor and keep that same level of just wrongness. I mean, maybe it could be funny. Expendables 4 coming out September 22nd. What do you think of that trailer, bro?
Yeah, it was good, bro. It'd be good to see them all together again. Tony Jaa's in this one, isn't he?
And Eco was.
That'd be good. It'd be good to see what they get up to. Hopefully they get a lot of good screen time. The rest of them, you know, bless them. I don't think Stallone's in this as much. He looks like he's got a smaller part in this one. Dolph looks
It
old.
does say
Yeah,
and Stallone, right?
Yeah, so I think he's got a small part in this.
Because he's trying to hand it over to Jason Statham, right? And obviously Jason Statham is taking over and whatnot. So it looks like, I mean, it looks like Iko and Tony look like they're bad guys in this, but it doesn't matter as long as they have epic fight scenes. But yeah, I guess this might, I mean, I love these expendable movies. I didn't see Wesley Snipes in this. I don't know if he's in it and whatnot. I hope they all make a cameo again because that'd be awesome. But I do think this is like the action star Avengers, you know what I mean? The 80s action Avengers and whatnot.
Yeah,
so yeah, now I'm looking forward to it. We done a reaction of the trailer. Do check it out, guys, on the channel. Can't wait for that, September 22nd. Fast X Part 2 comes out on April 4th, 2025. It's totally cool. That could come out in 10 years, and I don't think I will be, you know, biting my fingernails waiting for it. I'm cool. I can wait however long for it. It didn't leave me on the cliffhanger. I think they thought they left people. Maybe they left. Some people are like, oh, I can't wait. But not me, man. I was like, have you heard about some of the beef? I don't know if it's true, but like how Vin Diesel's upset with Jason Momoa because he feels like he overacted, and Jason Momoa was saying stuff about Vin Diesel's just jealous or something like that. I might be making shit up, guys. It could be fake news, but I saw some stuff that there's a little bit of beef there. Like
it's not. It's unless it's coming out of their mouths. I'm not believing.
Yeah, don't entertain it.
Yeah, don't entertain it, guys.
Yeah, well, 2 years. If you're a big fan and if you can't wait to see, I'm definitely gonna watch it. But it's not like Endgames for me, where like, oh my god, I can't wait to Endgame because Infinity War left you with a 10-year story that you're just like, I can't wait. It's not that. I'm sorry that I always compare it to that, but they have set a benchmark, man. It's always hard not to compare it to that. But anyway, all right, finishing off with some Marvel stuff, bro, and then we'll finish off today, bro. But the Spider-Man game, Spider-Man 2, looking to come out on October 20th. I know Ash will be on that, so looks amazing. I'm into my gaming, but I don't have time for those type of games. But Ash should be on that one anyway. Captain America 4, Brave New World comes out May 3rd, 2024. There's been some pictures of Anthony Mackie in a new cap suit. Yeah. We've seen Harrison Ford on some pictures and whatnot with ripped shorts and whatnot. So, obviously he's turning into Red Hulk. I heard rumors that they were changing the name to like World War Hulk or something, but I think they made that shit up. But anyway, this should be good. Can't wait for that one. This month we got Secret Wars coming out. I feel like, that hopefully that should be good. A different kind of Marvel show. And those Captain America ones have had a great spy espionage type theme to those, so I'm looking forward to that.
No, that's good.
Yeah, go on, bro.
No, I'm looking forward to it. It does have a different feel, so hopefully something a bit different from Marvel.
Yeah, I should be home for that, so we could watch that together. Okay, what else is going on? There's rumors that Sam Raimi is in talks to direct Secret Wars after the previous director has backed out. When I say backed out, something I don't know the political issues anyway. But anyway, Sam Raimi, so that could be interesting. And then finally, to finish off with the last Marvel news, there was a thing that came out with Chris Hemsworth, who came out and he said that he admitted that Thor: Love and Thunder was just too silly, and if he was to come back to Thor, he thinks that there should be they need to change up the character. So even he just said we were just having too much fun and it was too silly, and it's absolutely true. There's so many memes that go around which you really can't really can't go against, because it's true. Like the god of silliness, the god of dumbness, the god of comedy and whatnot. It's like, you know what, you're right. The whole fucking movie was silly, and I think they could have capitalized with that epic story with Gore the God Butcher, with Christian Bale. He played they lost out in so much, man. You had Zeus and all these other gods in there. They had an opportunity to capitalize and expand on this world and expand on Thor, and they fucked up. I think they just made it so silly that you can't take the character or anything. And I think they took a lot away from Christian Bale's character. It would have been so amazing if they done more to it, but they messed up anyway. But I think he just acknowledged it as well, and I feel like he could definitely play Thor as long as we hopefully we can hold him for Thor as long as possible. But he wants a change in the character, and I agree they should give him that. You know, even Spider-Man, Tom Holland, I heard he was saying something about for him to come back for Spider-Man 4, which they are going to do, but he goes, they go to top Spider-Man 3. That's a hard one to top. But I tell you how you can top that shit. You put people like the Punisher and Daredevil and Deadpool, and come on, you can top that. Team Red. Could you imagine having like Deadpool and Daredevil, or at least Deadpool and Spider-Man? That would be hilarious. If you have Daredevil, if you're doing street level shit, put the Punisher in it. Have that epic comic book scene in there. Oh, come on. You could top that No Way Home. You can top it with that sort of shit.
Of course they can. It's where they go with it, bro. And you know, with the writer's strike, and you know, the writers need to get paid more for them to give quality work, right? Can you hear me?
100%. Yeah, 100%. I agree.
The writer's strike that's happening at the moment. And to be honest, I've been catching up on a lot of the stuff in a lot of podcasts I didn't hear, like, you know, Fat Man Beyond and stuff like that. So shout out to Kevin Smith and Mark Verdanen. I don't know them personally, but I love that podcast and I love their dynamics. But, you know, Mark Verdanen was talking about, you know, give the creative, because, you know, artificial intelligence is going to start to take over some of the stuff. It's going to be hard, bro. It's going to take over such a majority of people's work and stuff like that. So it's important that you have creatives on there, but pay them for their work, man. They're giving you a part of their imagination. You know what I mean? So they deserve it. But yeah, no, definitely, bro.
Yeah, I mean, with the AI thing, I mean, you know, I mean, yes, they can, but end of the day, AI is still copying from a human being somewhere on the internet, you know, and just puts things together. You're never going to really get that human emotional intelligence on it. That makes sense. You know, I mean, they could put, bro, listen, I'm sure AI can put some great stories and stuff together, but you never get that human intelligence on there. But yeah, you never know how good AI is. I mean, look at that ChatGPT thing now. I mean, I don't know what version it is now, 3 or 4, whatever. But if they get to version 5, 6, 7, 8, of course, it's going to be something crazy. So yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, those writers, of course, they need to get paid more. And, you know, we're spoiled for so much these days because of these writers and obviously creators and all that sort of stuff. Like, just give them their due, man. It's important.
No, exactly, bro. So pay them. Give them the minus. Give them the minus.
All right, that's all the news I had, bro. So I don't know if you I don't know if there was anything else, but that was all the news that I had for the week.
No, that's all I got on my side, bro. Next week's gonna be a big week, and then hopefully slow down a little bit. I know we've got what we've got. I'm trying to work on Indiana Jones. If that happens, that happens. If not, you know, I'll catch it in the cinema. But we've got the Flash premiere next week, which I'm excited about. Yeah, that's the main one.
Oh man, well, at least I can watch it. I'm not gonna be at the premiere, but at least I can finally say, yes, I'm going on Thursday, hopefully to watch it. And finally just watch it. And I've been waiting for this one for this one and Spider-Man. I've been waiting for ages. And you know, I don't know. Well, I think, yeah. Anyway, let's do a review next week, man. Finally, I could talk about it, and finally we could do a review about Flash.
Yes, definitely, man, definitely. As always, guys, check us out on our gaming channel that we've got out as well, guys. So that's the Brothers Geek Out Gaming, right?
Yeah.
So go subscribe to that channel, guys. The link's in the bio. And follow us on our social media journey as well, guys. That's Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. All of the podcast clips go on each of those channels, but all of the stuff that we get up to when it comes to premieres and screenings are on there as well. And it's nice to see a lot of you interacting with us, which is absolutely amazing. There's so many shout outs I can put out there, but my memory is so bad at the moment now, and I'm really, what's the word, man? I feel like my age is kicking in, but I'm young at heart, guys. So I'm always grateful and thankful for the love that you show on the channel, and you know, listening to the podcast and finding little snippets. I think there was one that Oscar, who I met on TikTok, saw last week's episode and loves the quote. You know, I just get shit done. That's the quote. And then there was another guy I met named Nathaniel from TikTok who met us at who jumped me, not jumped me in a bad way, like just, you know, came out, said hello and come out of his comfort zone and said, you know, I love what you guys do on the channel. I've been following your work for ages. It's amazing to see you guys do that amount of stuff you do. And then, I was like, look, man, amazing. You're here as well. So that's a great thing, you know what I mean? So people that wanted to get into podcasting, go to streamings, you could do it, man. Just put the work out there. Everybody keeps thinking you need a big following and thousands of likes and all that shit. Do not seek for validation, guys. I'm telling you that now. Do not seek it. You're going to get 100 likes on one post. You're going to get 1 like on the next post. Do not give a shit about that because it doesn't, yes, it means something to a certain extent, but it doesn't, I don't know. How can I say it? Just don't seek validation. You don't need to get validation. Half of them are bots, maybe.
Well, definitely loads of them are bots, but also if you're gonna get those clicks and like, do them for what you love.
Yeah.
Don't do shit, and people are gonna do it anyway, but don't do shit for the clicks and likes.
Exactly.
If you're gonna do something, do what you enjoy, right? And then you'll feel much better. And then when you do it, it'll feel better as well because you're genuinely doing what you love. I won't. I've said the story before. I won't go back to what happened to us, but it was a similar sort of thing, right? We did shit for likes, and that wasn't enjoyable. And now what we're doing is doing it for what we're enjoying, and we're seeing so much validation. Fuck the likes and the clicks. We're getting so much, recognition from it. So don't do shit. The one thing that I find the most cringiest, and I'm sorry, man, I shouldn't bring it up or whatnot, but I hate it when people are like, I'm gonna go do something nice, and they're recording it. Here, homeless person, here's $20. Go get you something to eat. Camera all up in their face and whatnot, and it's like, be nice. I'm like, fuck off, man. Don't like that stuff makes me cringy. If you're gonna do something like that nice, do it. You'll never catch me recording myself buying someone a bottle of water or giving charity food, like I got zakat going. You never got me fucking recording myself. Look, guys, I'm pressing enter. No, like fucking that's not. I find that one very, I don't know what the word is, man. Like, don't do that and record it. If you're gonna do something nice for someone, do it.
Validation, but that's a society and the time we live in. But that's another
I hate that one.
Conversation. All right, guys, one love. We'll catch you guys up on the next episode.
Woo!